30 seconds or less, the rapid fire NFL pick show where I make picks in 30 seconds or less for every game on the board with the exception of the prime time games. Those picks can be found on my Monday through Friday program, Chasing That Paper at 11 Eastern, right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube page. A quick recap of last week after a few consecutive winning weeks there. We had a losing week at 5 and 6, so we're going to look to get back on track in Week 7. Let's get right into the action. We're going to start things off with the Dallas Cowboys -7 with the Lions in town. They have an enormous defensive advantage and an upgrade at quarterback with Dak Prescott coming back. Check out some of these defensive numbers. 3rd versus last in yards per play allowed. 8th versus last on third down. 6th versus 27th in the red zone. 3rd versus 29th in yards allowed per pass attempt. Detroit also 30th in yards allowed per rush, and the most sacks in the NFL versus the fewest sacks in the NFL in favor of the Cowboys. Next up, Colts, Titans, give me under 42.5 points. So this is a battle between teams that rank 24th and 28th in yards per play, with each averaging fewer than 20 points per game, each struggling to move the ball on the ground right now. Tennessee allowing a lot of pressure, the Colts allowing a lot of sacks. Next up, give me the Giants +3 in Jacksonville versus the Jaguars. So yeah, the stats for the Giants not exactly indicative of a team that's 5-1, but the Jaguars kind of starting to look like the Jaguars of old. 3 straight losses after their hot start. So I like the Giants to keep this one closer, maybe even pick up an outright W. Next up, Browns Ravens. Give me over 45.5 points. So this is a game between teams that rank 3rd and 12th in yards per play, defensively 20th and 28th in yards per play allowed. Each has been great in the red zone offensively, but bad in the red zone defensively. Each great at running the ball, neither good at stopping it, and each providing pretty good protection for their quarterback. Next up, give me the Falcons +6.5 in Cincinnati versus an underwhelming Bengals offense. Bottom 3rd of the NFL in yards per play for the Bengals offense, despite playing these defenses, Ravens, Dolphins, and Steelers, who are ranked 20th or worse in yards per play allowed. The Falcons, meanwhile, they find themselves near the top of the league on third down and in the red zone offensively. So they're very clutch, and they've played some pretty good defenses, 49ers, Bucks, Saints, and Rams. So it's not pretty, but with all their losses coming by 6 points or fewer, I think they're involved in another tight one. So I'll take them to cover this game. Next up, the Packers -4.5 in Washington versus the football team. So like a lot of people, the Packers completely screwed me last week. They probably screwed a bunch of you the week before. So a lot of people sick of losing on this team. They want nothing to do with them. It is the perfect buy low spot on the Green Bay Packers versus one of the worst teams in the NFL who have no home field advantage whatsoever. Check this out. Per the Action Network, Aaron Rodgers has won and covered 8 straight starts after losing his last game by 14 points or more. In this situation in his career, 11-4-1 against the spread. Next up, we got the Bucks. We got the Panthers, excuse me. Give me under 40.5 points for this game. 21st versus 29th in yards per play, each in the top 12 in that category defensively, both bad on third down and in the red zone. Check this out. 8 of their 12 combined games have failed to reach 40 points. So give me the under in that one. Next up, give me the Houston Texans +7 in Las Vegas versus their Raiders. I think they should find an edge in the red zone in this game versus a Raiders team that's playing in a lot of close games. So check this out for the Texans. 10th versus 25th in the red zone offensively in favor of Houston. Defensively, 4th versus dead last. Once again, in favor of Houston in the red zone. They'll keep that one tight. Jets, Broncos. Oh, my God. Give me under 38.5 points. Check this out. Going back to October 21st of last season, Broncos games are 13-4 to the under. The average combined score in their games so far this season, just 31.6, incredibly low scoring floor for the Broncos. They are dead last in the red zone offensively, but first in the red zone defensively. So expect a lot of field goal attempts instead of touchdowns in this one. Both teams also awful on third down. So expect a lot of punting as well in this game. Seahawks Chargers. Give me over 50.5 for this game. 25th and 30th in yards per play allowed. So we're fading both of these defenses. These offenses can absolutely light it up. They've topped this in 4 of their last 6 combined games. Get these players into your fantasy lineups this weekend. And we're going to wrap things up with probably the game of the day. I'll take the Chiefs inside of a field goal now, -2.5 versus the San Francisco 49ers. So it seems like a different version of this 49ers team shows up every single week. But I like KC to bounce back after a tough loss to the Buffalo Bills. No shame in that, really, to be fair. Once again, per the Action Network, Patrick Mahomes is an incredible 13-3-1 against the spread when he's not at least a 3.5-point favorite. That's lifetime for his career. I think those issues, those defensive injuries will catch up to San Francisco. In this one, quick recap: 3 favorites, 3 dogs, 2 overs, 3 unders. Good luck with your bets this weekend. We'll see you in week 8. Woo!